All right, welcome on in. In a change of pace, I went ahead and set up the tent first. Uh, I do appreciate everybody stopping back in for another episode with Henny Goes Outside. Uh, in just a few moments here, I'm going to set up my table, get stuff out to start making dinner, and then we'll roll with that. But yeah, tonight we're going to be using the Haven hammock tent again. It is supposed to be a little bit chilly tonight, so we're gonna lock it down uh, and see how well it does when it's a little bit chillier out. It's not just gonna be freezing cold or anything like that, but it is gonna get into the 50s. Uh, but yeah, I'll bring you on back here in a few moments, and we'll cook up some dinner. Welcome on in, everybody. Uh, Tonight's camp is going to be a little bit different compared to some of my other videos. Uh, as you had seen in some of the other videos, like I have my little fire pit that I usually pull out and do a little fireside talk. I don't have the fire pit. I don't have any wood. I'm not going to really go and scavenge any either at this time. It's currently what 7:30, so we'll probably be getting dark here in the next 30 minutes to an hour, uh, maybe even sooner because of the cloud coverage. So no fire. We'll probably still do a little bit of a talk or something like that, but we'll just do it without the fire. Uh, Also, we are trying to still get home pretty early tomorrow. So, in order for us to do that, I'm going to have to be packed up and getting out of here early. Uh, to the point I'm probably going to set an alarm to make sure that I'm getting up at like, you know, 6 o'clock or so. And with that being said, once I get done with tonight's activities, uh, we're packing up the table, packing up the stove, packing up the chair, packing up the cooler and all that, and getting that in the truck. So basically, all I have to do tomorrow is pack up the hammock and then head on out of here. Uh, so yeah, like might be a little bit different for y'all. Might be a good thing. Might be a bad thing. Uh, who knows? Let me know. But yeah, we'll catch you here whenever we're doing the dinner thing. All right, welcome back, everybody. Uh, as you've seen, I did something a little bit different this time around. I went ahead and set up my sleeping quarters for the night first. I'm currently staying in the area known as Flagpole Knob in Virginia. There is several camping sites up and down this trail. The nice ones were definitely taken, which overlook. There's actually like a little valley slash mountain view just over here, which I'll try to get you a view of it, but I don't think you'll be able to see it through the trees. I'm having a hard enough time enough just seeing it, you know, myself. What's there? Uh, I did I did come from that direction. I would say you don't necessarily need four-wheel drive to be in this area, but I would definitely recommend something that is elevated. Although I did see like a Volkswagen Jetta or a Passat, whichever one it might have been. That was up here, so I guess like a low car with two-wheel drive can definitely make it. But yeah, I drove all the way here with two-wheel drive. Um, but there were spots where I was glad I was about 2 feet off the ground or so. So I'm glad that was happening. Down there is a point where it gets pretty rough. Uh, like I've said in other videos, I'm not really set up for the four-wheel drive stuff, or not the four-wheel drive stuff, but the off-roading stuff, overlanding stuff. So, you know, exercising caution, turn around, and stayed at this spot. The other spot that I was scouting out, I was having a hard time with because it wasn't level at all. And then also the trees that were there were too far apart for me to string up the hammock. So I'm glad when I came over to this one, I found a couple of trees close enough to each other. Uh, we're going to come on back here in just a moment, and I'm going to be set up for dinner. So I will catch you all here in just a few moments. All right, folks. I've started making dinner. I've got water going to start boiling. I've got this these ramen noodles here. Don't know how authentic they are or anything like that. That I'm going to throw in there. I'm going to do about half of this pack right here. Put that in there, get that boiled. Take that off, and then I have some chicken I've had marinating in a Korean barbecue marinade / sauce. I don't know how authentic that is, although I at least know something to compare it to because I have been to Korea along with other like actual Korean restaurants, so I'll have a good idea of if it's good compared to the real thing from the real source. So hopefully it doesn't let me down, but you never know. It's one of those things. Once again, got it from Walmart. So yeah, what the intention is I'm gonna cook up the noodle. I'm gonna drain the noodles and then like put the chicken over that, and if need be, add a little bit more sauce to kind of help add some additional flavor to it. I got a few peppers over here chopped up. I've got some carrots that were already chopped up. They're like the shoestring carrots. But yeah, once we get done with everything, if this water will ever boil, it might help if I put the lid on it, which I don't think I have the lid with me. I think that's back in the truck. So got the risk of steaming. Yeah, steaming the vegetables a little bit or cooking them a little bit. We'll put that on there to help hold in the heat to maybe get that stuff to boil a little bit quicker. But yeah, I'll bring you all back here once either it's done or once I actually throw the chicken on the burner. Either way, I'll see y'all here in a little bit. Not bad. All right. We got our ramen noodles, our chicken. I got some peppers in there. I didn't end up doing the carrots. Let's see how it tastes. Not too shabby. Is it the real thing? Nope. But not bad for being out in the woods. All right, welcome to the not so fireside talk. This one's actually going to be pretty short tonight. Unless I decide to air these out of order, which is highly unlikely, the next video I do is going to finally be the backpacking trip. I finally have everything that I need. I was actually thinking about like just packing all my stuff up in it, and even though I'm doing a truck camp, just seeing, if I could get everything I needed in there for a camp. And I probably should have done that as like a little test run, but like during this next week or so, I'm going to be putting everything I can in there. I am really thinking about bringing this hammock tent with me on the backpacking trip, just because it is a pretty versatile tent. You can hang it between two trees. You could also use it as a bivy tent as well. So I think that's what I'm going to be bringing with me. I know it's not the lightest thing in the world, but I've also done the math, like that nature hike tent that I bought, the Monger, that you add in the sleeping pad. And I felt like there was something else I had to have with it as well. And it pretty much equals the same weight as this. So yeah, we'll be doing that next video. So yeah, that's pretty much the fireside talk. I'm also going to roll this into the nightcap as well, I guess. Because as I was sitting here eating, I've realized that like when I come out here, the last several times I've just been focusing on making the video. type deal thing, and I haven't really just been doing what I like to do when I go camping, and that's enjoying the nature. So tonight, I'm just going to enjoy the nature, and then who knows, maybe actually fall asleep a little bit early tonight. Uh, like last night was a long one. For whatever reason, whenever we travel with Kelso, whenever we get to our destination, he wants to. That first night, he'll usually stay up forever. Like he didn't go to bed until about 1:30, 2 o'clock last night, and normally he's in bed by like 8:30, no problem. Uh, so yeah, I might go to bed a little bit early. This is one of those rare camps where I have a phone service too, so I might put on a movie or put on some YouTube and uh, just relax. But I definitely know, while it's still a little bit dusk out, I'm just gonna sit here and enjoy the wind rustling through the trees. Enjoy one of these last days of summer, because fall is right around the corner. I appreciate you all. Thanks for stopping in. But unless something super extraordinary and extravagant happens between now and the time I wake up, I'll see you in the morning. Good morning. Just completed a little bit of maintenance in the area from the last group of people that were here. Like I said, they had thrown a couple of cans in there. I guess one of them was maybe a butane can or something like that, or maybe even like a spray can. It was a different texture than like an actual beer can or something like that. But also, I found a couple other pieces of trash around here this morning, so we went ahead and picked those up. Got those in the truck so we can drop them off at a garbage bin, the appropriate type of garbage bin. But yeah, we're cleaned up. I'm gonna head on out. I do appreciate, once again, everybody watching. I know this is an abbreviated video, but I just wanted to take some time last night to sit here and enjoy the sound of the wind and all that. And it was actually a pretty relaxing night.